Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches! Episode 286. Tonight we're reviewing Dicks, the musical.
We had to give you some razzle dazzle.
Yes! I mean, loving the hat. It's very Megan Mullally. Well, so we'll get into it.
Oh, God.
But first things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gives you ad-free early access. $10 gives you access to our viewing parties. There was no viewing party for this because we saw it as part of TIFF
Yes!
2023.
And oh boy, I'm excited. This was a good one to see in the theater.
Yes, this is
Go to the movies.
This was, for me, a Rat Race-esque level of theater-going experience where I was practically rolling on the floor, laughing, and embarrassed by being seen by all of the people around
great,
me.
okay.
No.
I was fanning myself. I think I said pretty audibly that I was going to pee my pants.
Good.
So...
Yes, all right.
Oh, but second thing second.
Yes, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd. Letterboxd got bought by some Canadian company, so we'll see how that goes now. So many things.
Who
it's so hard
owned
to
it
keep up.
before?
I think it was just them.
Okay.
But it got bought for like $50 million or something. So it wasn't like, oh no, Mark Zuckerberg
oh,
bought
no, Disney bought it.
Exactly, right. Oh,
Right.
Apple bought them and now it's never gonna, no, I think it'll be fine. Anyway.
Okay. As long as they don't change anything at all, I'm happy. Because it's perfect. Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
It's not perfect, but it's fine.
What would you change?
It's like a little hard to use sometimes. You know what I mean? Like finding stuff and like organizationally, for me, it's not exactly the way that I would.
I like it. I just like that it's simple.
Yes, it is. I do like the
Like
simplicity.
the layout.
Yep.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
I like the dark mode.
The colors, Duke.
The colors, Duke! The colors!
I'm colorblind, kid.
Anyway.
But anyway.
So, part of TIFF this year, probably my favorite movie of TIFF, Dicks, the musical.
Based on a UCB show that you saw.
Yes, that was originally called Fucking Identical Twins. I think that they couldn't use that as the name for the movie.
Somehow.
Wow! We're twins! We're fucking identical twins!
I mean, they got away with a lot of things.
They did.
But
I
I think would push it to the limit.
Right, you can get away with it after.
Right.
Once you're in the doors, you've sold that rated R ticket, fine.
Oh boy, was it exciting to see a rated R comedy.
Oh yeah.
Broad comedy musical.
Not all of the genres. This is no Hudson Hawk, but.
Oh boy.
Don't hate me, baby.
Don't hate me, baby.
Anyway, yes.
So it was based off of a UCB skit that was, or I guess it was a whole musical as well, that was written and performed and I guess directed, as well as this movie is, by Josh Sharp and Aaron Jackson, who it's their introduction or whatever, right? Introducing.
Right. Well, they didn't direct the movie, so Larry Charles directed the movie, and I was like, God, I know that name. I've been seeing that on my TV a lot. Oh, it's because I'm rewatching Curb Your Enthusiasm. And so he directed and was involved and produced a bunch of Curb, Seinfeld. He directed Bruno and Borat and that other Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
Oh, God.
The Dictator.
Oh, wow.
So he does these kinds of outlandish films.
Yes.
And pushing the boundaries of people's people's PC buttons.
Yeah. I love that A24 gave us in the same year our two favorite comedies.
That's true.
Beau Was Afraid.
And Dicks.
You
know what? Musical. Good job. And they couldn't be more different.
No.
Great job.
Yeah.
Really, truly.
I do love that about A24, even though the films can be entirely different, genres, styles, everything.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting into. Like, you know what I mean? There's like
there's
a brand of like a type of film liker.
People might be like, no, you're wrong. But I feel like there's a bar set where it's like the movie's going to be at least this good.
Yep, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be...
Yes.
I'm sure they're not all great.
No.
But it's going to be at least
There
this
will
good.
be at least some level of like artistry, perhaps, I think.
Yes.
Which is really quite refreshing
Very,
these days. You know, when
very
everything
much
is
that.
studio empty of art, it's just, that's so rude. But like, you know, it's just committees and franchises.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
It's nice to have it where it's just like, oh, you go wild. You guys go crazy.
I was saying I haven't laughed so hard in a theater, and this isn't including laughing at the movie.
Sure.
This is, well, I guess I am laughing at, how do you describe that? Where you're
laughing with the movie.
I'm laughing with, this is the last time I can remember laughing this hard with a movie in a theater where I was just like sweating was Death at a Funeral.
Wow.
Have you seen Death at a Funeral?
I have seen
the original.
Both.
Oh, no, not the second one. I mean, the remake.
It's just a weird shot-for-shot remake,
it's just
too.
Very weird. I mean, Frank Oz wasn't there to really make it sing.
But yeah, the original's great.
But we're like,
I love that. I mean, that was, again, me at Rat Race.
Oh, I mean, well, Rat Race, I mean, that was another one that just...
You should have bought a squirrel. Well, so I will say this.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. We're going to try and talk about the movie in general.
Any specifics about it, though, would be appreciated. Tell me it as if I didn't know, even though, of course, I do.
I would say go see it if you like a raunchy, very raunchy, mostly offensive across the board, though, comedy.
That's what I love.
Equal opportunity offender.
Equal opportunity offensive to everyone. And that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Just, and seeing it in a theater full of people of different types.
Yes.
And I'm, audibly falling over and crying, and then the person next to me is silent. It was fun. It was a fun experience. It was a fun experience. I thought maybe he would come over to our side by the end because we gave him permission to laugh at certain things. He did not. But yes, I would say go see it.
In a theater.
Don't watch the trailer.
No.
Don't, Nathan Lane. Like, if you're in, based on that fact,
Sure.
Nathan Lane musical, go see this movie.
And Nathan Lane is great in this movie.
Yeah.
Megan Mullally, amazing in this movie.
Oh my gosh. But they both carry a lot of the...
Oh, they really do. They are the heavy lifters.
They're doing a lot of business. Not to say everyone else isn't also great. Okay, so anyway, that's the last I'll say. Please go watch this movie.
Yes.
Don't spoil yourself, because this had the greatest jump scare I've ever seen.
Wow.
I'm putting it out there.
Wow.
I didn't see it coming in the slightest. And it went to a place I couldn't have imagined.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say a word, but I was flummoxed in the best possible way.
Well, I'm flummoxed. I'm dumbfounded.
Giddy with flummoxing.
Laughing for the next 5 minutes straight from the shock of what had occurred.
Yeah.
So that's your last warning. So Dicks the Musical, parody, satire, all of the above. There are quite a few genres.
Quite a few genres.
This 6-letter genre.
It started and I was a little worried, I'll be honest.
Yeah. The first set for the musical number that goes on for quite a while was probably the worst set.
Yes.
And
because I was going, I wanted this to be How to Get Ahead in Advertising. Oh wait, that's not what it's called. Is that what it's called? No.
Well, there's How to
Get Ahead
in business
without really trying.
Yeah.
How to Get Ahead in Advertising, different film.
Oh God in heaven! It's Colonel Moustache! Oh my God! Oh my God!
How to Get Ahead in Business Without Really Trying. So I'm going, where are the suits? Where are the dresses?
Or Promises.
Or Promises. Like, where's the outrageous office setting that, I wanted it to be a little more referential.
Yeah.
In its
office settings.
In its office settings. And obviously they didn't have a huge budget, and that's fine. And so it started as just a little bit like, I was like, ooh, if this is the whole thing, I don't know. And then once Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally showed up,
they saved their budget for Megan Mullally's outfits and
hats. And
I'm
roaches,
glad that they did.
And necklaces. And it was so good. And the wallpaper.
Oh my God.
It was suddenly like, okay, I've come alive. We're in Amy Sedaris' New York apartment.
Yep.
And that was really the only thing that could have made this movie better.
Amy Sedaris.
If she showed up.
I would say that that's probably a true fact about almost any movie.
I would say that's pretty accurate. Particularly this. I wanted one more little cameo. Being, selfish. I'm like, I wanted one more little.
I get that.
Maybe Cher voices a certain
character.
Organ.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Can we convince them to change it in post before?
Just call her up. It'll be fine. She'll totally do it.
I love that.
Yeah. Or Amy Sedaris.
As Cher.
She would definitely do it.
Yes, she would.
Oh my gosh, yes. Also, one of its greatest attributes.
Yes.
It's a musical. I can hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
Life's a fucking hand job, and I only play to win.
It was no La La Land.
I can hear and that's important when it's a comedy musical.
Absolutely.
You need that punchline.
You know what else? I will say this was a true return to form of comedy filmmaking.
Yes! It used so
practical effects.
Practical effects. Sight gags.
Yep.
Sound effects.
Yes.
Camera angles.
Listen, I would obviously love to talk about that, but look, oh God, it's Mom's house, so I gotta go right now. Oh God. Oh, bye-bye.
There were so many pottery smashes that at a certain point I was like, they're listening.
It's me. If you think I've had it easy.
Or they're just big fans of Wet Hot, which makes
Sure.
sense because Amy Poehler was one of the founding members of UCB. So
that's true.
Obviously. Like it became absurd.
It really was.
Where I was like, this movie was just made for us,
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying? Is that what's happening? To have the same budget with a great wig on Megan Mullally.
Of course.
And atrocious wigs, and then calling out
the atrocious
wigs.
Darling, what's the matter? You're not acting yourself. And what's with that hair? I don't remember it being this fake and shitty looking.
It's a wig.
Your wig looks so cheap and shitty. What's going on? It's so cheap and shitty. So many
Well,
things
you know,
that
I
we
would have
love.
liked a lace front, but, you know, a shake and go can really get the job done sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, obviously I would have preferred a lace front, but sometimes a shake and go can get the job done.
I think I loved this movie.
I think I love this movie. It's not perfect.
No.
But I laughed so hard at so many things.
Yes.
And it was definitely the type of movie I wish they would make more of.
Absolutely.
Like, that's certainly the case.
It was big, it was bold, it had a point of view, it had a vision, and they were allowed to just run with that. And I really appreciate that that was allowed.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, I guess we said spoiler alert. Like, the fact that, and I can't say this on YouTube.
Are you going to spoil?
No.
Oh, no, you can't spoil that.
Darling, I'm not going to spoil you.
You're going to spoil something else.
The fact that this ends in a musical number.
Right.
Where Bowen Yang has the most fabulous.
Papal-esque, Klimt, homoerotic is really not strong enough a term.
It was homographic. It was pornographic.
Yeah, it was homographic. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I do love that. Homographic.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
In the full head to toe look, and
then they start breaking out into songs singing God is a Faget. I can't say it on YouTube, they'll get angry, but you know.
We're just talking about cigarettes.
Bad mother. Shut your mouth. What I'm talking about, Sharon.
Exactly. Well, I don't trust them at all. We're gonna have to blur these shirts out for the first 30 seconds.
God is a faggot.
Craig Tittle's phone. Craig Tittle speaking.
It was surreal.
Yes.
It was really great. I really have not had that much fun in the movies.
Yeah.
In a
long
really
time.
very long time.
Yeah. Ooh.
Time.
Cher is just coming out.
Time.
Ow.
Oh.
Well, and Trevor. Megan Mullally, honestly.
Put the fella.
Honestly, if Cher played Megan Mullally's pussy that fell out, I would have died.
That's Jerome. He's easily aroused. Don't get him anywhere near me.
You have sex with this?
Darling, of course. Look at him. How could I possibly resist?
He? Is it he?
He's a they.
Oh, God.
I also wish that there were more specific references to the Parent Trap. So, we didn't really talk about this.
Right, the plot.
The plot is, loosely, that these two dicky asshole bros are the top salesmen of their respective companies that have now merged. And they're working alongside each other, and they realize that they are identical twins.
Identical fucking twins.
They are fucking identical twins.
Fucking identical twins.
Because they have a locket.
They do that.
Yeah.
I do wish there had been a torn photograph of Megan Mullally and Nathan Lane on the Kiwi2 and the slow motion.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
But yeah, so it's basically Parent Trap, but if Parent Trap was a smutty rated R musical.
Absolutely.
Involving gay men all of it.
It's my darling boy. My only darling boy. The only boy I ever had.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only boy that ever came rocketing out of my vagina.
Okay. Nathan Lane just...
Wow, I'm so excited for this resurgence and his, now, you know, A24 is like, yes, come, you know, because
he was in both.
Our favorite comedies of the year. Nathan Lane connecting it all.
I love it.
Should I open another bottle? I know it's our second, but we're not Baptists.
And soon to come in October, Gilded Age Season 2.
Oh. But this is a turning point in history.
This is a turning point in history, Mrs. Russell.
Maybe it's just Nathan Lane October. It's Nathan Locktober.
We can work on it.
October Lane.
Hey! No. I was like, that was a show, but that show was called October Road. And starred the guy from Prime.
Oh.
Brian Greenberg.
Amanda Klein.
Sal Zimmerstein.
Ira Stevenberg. Sol Zimmerstein.
Hank
Jessica
Azaria. Wait, no, Hank Azaria's a real person.
Azaria. Anyway, yes. And they had so much fun with background sight gag posters. Like at some point, they come out of a X-rated theater and the marquee just says, "Everyone, everywhere comes all at once."
It's great.
So, like pretty fresh joke.
Yes.
You know, like they obviously, you know, made this recently.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, excited about this.
I loved it. It was kind of, again, like going back to our if you haven't watched our summer camp series, there's a lot for you to catch up on.
Get on it.
That idea of what comedies used to be.
Yes.
And where it was like kind of like a Ladybug situation, right? This had Ladybug energy where it's like, oh, this is all surreal.
Every extra has a story to tell.
Yeah, they're doing something weird in the background, and there's lots of little weird things to pick up on of like that production designer had a plan.
There was so many sight gags, and it's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
Because it keeps you engaged, even if you're like, because the plot doesn't matter.
No.
So even if you're like, oh, I'm not really into this, you're like, what's going on with this fake poster for the gay odd couple?
Exactly.
You know, I'm into it.
I'm into it.
And they do a really fun thing that I think they could have played up even more, but all the interstitial scenes of like, B-roll of settings
New York.
was all like literally 1950s New York home movies or whatever of like, and here we go. And I think they could have played with time a little more because at some point, Josh and or Aaron, Craig or Trevor, I'm not sure.
Craig. Trevor. Huh? You just called me Craig. You're Craig, I'm Trevor. God, you're such an idiot, Trevor. No, I'm Craig. You're Trevor, Trevor. Damn it, we look alike.
Says something like,
I guess it really is the year that it is.
You know, in whatever year it is, like joking around.
Yes.
And like the office they're in, there's all these like old typewriters.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wish they had played just a little bit more with like, wait, why do you have an iPhone, but you have, you know, a rotary phone? Or why?
Sure,
because they kept cutting to that 1950s footage.
Right.
And it's so visually engaging. And then you kind of wish that the rest of it looked like that somehow.
A little bit.
Something, or I don't know, but I think they could have played with time.
A little bit. I like that. Yeah, they're working at the Vroomba store selling Vroomba parts.
Yeah, so I think that...
Those tiny little brushes.
The tiny little brushes, I think that could have been a through joke that would have been fun, but you know.
Oh yeah, it was that surreal kind of thing that we were talking about. And then I realized too, finally, a movie made on drugs again.
Bitch, that was fun. Okay, now back to the story.
Allegedly.
I mean, there's cocaine in... God does cocaine in this movie. So, you know, like...
it was giving me Cruel Intentions. Like, he had his little rosary, and it was very that. And I was like, yes?
I hope that was a specific reference.
I really hope it was. I don't know, but I
trust Bo and Yang that it would be.
I don't know if he made that choice, but I'm
into it. The costume designer did.
Oh, boy, yes. The costume designer. I looked her up. Valerie Clarich. She doesn't have...
Valerie Cherish?
Valerie Cherish, no.
Well, I got it. And I thought it would...
Could you do it again?
Valerie Clarence.
Did I tell you my idea? I'm so sorry.
She doesn't have a ton of credits.
Okay.
But she's fabulous. And
yes.
Wow, really, really excited to see where that trajectory goes. And there you go.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
I would love that, and I would love to see her get nominated for an Oscar. I don't think it'll happen, but I think that A24 should push it.
For the capes alone.
The capes! But Nathan Lane's all of his robes. Oh.
And the wallpaper in their apartments. Literally, like, if you watch that YouTube video of Amy Sedaris giving you a tour of her fabulous new apartment, it was that.
It's that.
Okay, this is my bedroom where I sleep alone. Tina, my rabbit, should be down here. Tina, you want to come up? Here you go.
Was into it.
Yeah.
What do we all think of this cape? I know, it's too drab. I'm gonna go with the Valentino.
But you were talking about Valerie Cherish.
Oh, no, I just had an idea that I want it to be like, you know those silly signs where it's like, in this house we whatever? I want it to be, in this house we cherish Valerie.
And then if you get it, you get it.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh. Yes.
Well, I got it.
Well, I got it. All right, you can't use that. Okay, that was a crazy person, and you cannot use it.
That's the response that you want. Well, I got it. And then you go, okay, you can come in.
You pass the test.
This house is clear. Come in. Yes, you can come in.
So, quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more dicks. A dick, a dick, a dick, a dick, a dick, a dick.
Now that would have been something.
Now, yeah, incorporate that into one of the musical numbers.
Yeah.
Anytime, Harry, a dick, 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 a dick.
Because yes, the dancing was pretty good. You know, it was minimal.
Yes.
And I do wish they had some stunt casting, stunt double, like, and now Trevor's over there doing a tap dance, and it's just a completely different person.
Hey Neil, what's up?
Victor abandoned the raft trip.
Doing a
in the same shitty wig.
In the same shitty wig.
What's with your hair? I don't remember it being this fake or shitty looking. Oh God, who cares about wigs right now?
Doing a really fabulous tap dance. I think this movie was so close to being like the fucking best movie I've ever seen. I mean, not, but you know what I mean? Like, it was really almost there, and it was still so good, but there were a few things where I was like, they could have punched up the musicalness of it a little bit more.
Yeah, well, and we didn't talk about, you know.
Megan Thee Stallion is there.
Megan Thee Stallion, who I really like.
Acting debut.
Yes, I don't know if she's going to have many more acting.
Parent.
Yeah. She seemed nervous. She seemed stiff.
Oh, okay, well, I guess it's just some shit that I really don't care about. I'm your new boss, Gloria Masters.
Must be tough to be on that set too, because you know everyone's improvising, everyone's changing things all the time, and that's a tall order.
It is a tall order. But, they asked a lot of her, and she did a decent job.
It wasn't awful, but it just wasn't like, oh man, if like they really got somebody that just like Tiffany Haddish or something.
And I don't know about Tiffany. I mean, maybe honestly, I mean Nicki Minaj. Remember in what was that movie? The Other Girl. The Other Woman. The Other Woman. You don't remember her in that? That was the only part that we liked about that movie.
Nicki Minaj was in a movie?
Yes. Nicki Minaj was the assistant to Cameron Diaz in The Other Woman. And she had like this sassy little line, and she was great. And she was
forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, it was awful. I hated that movie.
Leslie Mann?
Yeah.
Whoa! That unlocked a memory. I forgot that happened.
I did too.
And we reviewed it.
We did. I hated it.
Yeah, I did not care for it.
But I do remember liking Nicki Minaj in that movie.
Sure.
Probably would have been a better choice.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, you know.
But anyway, it just she was just not the strongest of the cast.
No.
But she still did a commendable job.
Yes, she did. She had a great rap. The filmmaking for her seemed stilted. It seemed like they couldn't quite get the lip sync and the this.
My dollars, making my coin, got drip in the back of my truck. Bank vault throw, I've been swimming in cash. Scrooge motherfucking McDuck.
I couldn't decide if they couldn't contain her essence on film and the filmmaking was at fault, or she didn't bring it on the day and they had to get what they got.
It may be.
One of those two things happened.
Or both.
Or both. But that's okay, because Megan Mullally doing this accent work, it was like giving like Billy Burke but also Ellen Greene in Little Shop of Horrors, because Megan Mullally managed to sing amazingly in an accent with a lisp.
I don't think it's a problem that I hate to go outside.
That's like such a different thing than I'm just using my voice to belt, you know? Or I'm doing my character, and then when I sing, it's like, oh, what happened to the accent? It went away.
Yeah.
And Megan Mullally did such a great job of keeping it, but it didn't become too much, and it was so good. And like, honestly, Nathan Lane and her show up, it's just, I mean...
It's just a fun romp. Like, it's just silly, wacky craziness.
The Broadway, they're bringing the drama.
Yes.
The, like, accents on every little... Oh, it was so good. Their songs seem to be better, but I think that's because they made them better.
Yeah.
Because the two main guys can sing.
Yeah.
But it's not Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally. And so, like, their songs at times became a little bit like, they can't tell this one from a different song. This sounds like the same. Or like their tones are the same, so it just kind of sounds the samey.
They did a good job.
They did a great job with the overall everything.
It was better than La La Land.
Well, I mean, that's not very hard to... That was a little hurdle.
It was like
It's not an A24 hurdle.
Sure.
It's just a little
Just
hurdle.
a little boo.
I feel like sometimes I was getting Book of Mormon vibes.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Then I roofied a whole bar and we all killed a humpback whale. You can't give up when people tell you no.
I guess in the outlandishness.
Right.
And it's a
the
musical.
Irreverence.
Yeah.
I think irreverent is probably a good word for this. It's an irreverent comedy that is just having a great time.
It's a middle finger to everyone.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say the specifics around the thing I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
But I will say that our theory about CGI not being funny and practical effects having a tone and a point, practical effects convey comedy.
Yes. You need something physical to react with and to.
And there is something in this movie that I'm not going to mention that I was laughing so hard I was about to pee my pants. And if it had been CGI, it would not have been funny.
No, it wouldn't.
I would have been like, this is weird.
Sure.
You know,
there's
it would have
just
been
something
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will say,
okay.
Again, I'm not going to mention the thing that we're talking about because I don't want to spoil it. But Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, shows up to be the voice of something, and there is no dialogue. And the fact that happened,
there is no dialogue.
The fact that happened.
No, there was dialogue.
There was a moment of dialogue. But we don't know if it was anyway. But all I'll say is like the fact that they were like, "Hey, Tom, famous voice actor Tom Kenny, you want to come on over here and grunt for us?"
Love it. I am Groot.
Oh my God! If it had been Tom Kenny and Vin Diesel,
I love it.
Camp, high camp.
Yo soy Groot.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So, go see this movie. I don't think we spoiled anything too much.
No.
But wow, I haven't laughed this hard in a very long time.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
This is crazy, right?
Totally crazy.
Is this your family? What? No, but I definitely have a real family. Take your role and fucking law. If you think I've had it easy. You're fine. So I gotta go right now. Oh, bye-bye. Craig Tittle's phone. Craig Tittle speaking.